I'm Vanessa Lynch. I'm the editor of the Harker Heights Herald. I'm here today interviewing David Brown, who is running for seat 4 on the Harker Heights City Council. Mr. Brown, why are you running for a seat on the Harker Heights City Council?
I'm running for place 4 on the Harker Heights City Council because I am a public servant, haven't been my whole life. I've served the citizens of Harker Heights as a volunteer through the Harker Heights Public Safety Commission since 2004. My only break was the 6 months that I left here to take a temporary job with the Corps of Engineers at COB Spiker in Iraq. I'll be termed out soon as a commissioner on the Public Safety Commission, and I think it's time for me to take the next step.
And have you served on a council in the past as a councilman?
This is the first time that I have run for an elected position as an adult.
And what is your current occupation?
I work for the Army at Fort Hood.
And how long have you been doing that for, and in what capacity?
I have worked at Fort Hood since September of 2002, and this is the third job, but I work for the emergency services.
And how long have you been in the Harker Heights area?
I took the job in 2002. My wife and I built a house in Harker Heights. We moved in the summer of 2003.
How do you think your career skill set working with Fort Hood will help you in this position on the council? Do you see any
Well, it's more than Fort Hood. No, I don't see a problem at all. It's more than Fort Hood. This is really just another step for David Brown. You know, I'm not 25 anymore, but I'm still a young man, relatively speaking. But I do have plenty of experiences. I don't think that the council is going to provide any life challenges that I haven't seen in places like Panama in December of 1989, or in Albania in 1999, or in Bosnia-Herzegovina in 1997, or in Iraq in 2008. So I am more than well qualified to serve. I am also a committed lifelong learner. I solve problems.
And speaking of problems, what's the biggest challenge you feel the city faces, and how do you plan on tackling those problems?
Fortunately, the city is not failing. The city is actually thriving. And that is because, in great part, to the leadership of Mr. Carpenter and previous mayors and previous councils. I learned this in 2007 whenever I was a volunteer on the infrastructure committee for the Exploring New Heights Part 2, in which I had an opportunity to see some of the things that had already been accomplished. And then as a focus group, on the infrastructure focus group, we looked at the things like water, and particularly water, electric, some of the transportation networks, and the city's been in good hands. What I hope to do is that I hope to be just another person in that line that continues to do the best they can to serve the citizens so that they have a really great place to live.
And if you are elected to the council for the 3-year term, do you have any goals for the city? Is there anything that you want to accomplish?
Of course, yes. I feel that the city does need a third fire station. The recent years during the summers, there have been areas threatened by wildfire. A wildfire over off Stillhouse Lake would be devastating. We have 2 fire stations currently. I feel that it's time for a 3rd one. In addition to the fire station, I also think that the time has come for us to look at building sidewalks, particularly on Modoc Drive, between Mountain Lion and the Walmart store. Every day I drive home, I see the kids coming home from school. They don't have a place set aside for them to walk. They're walking through the neighbor's yards. They're out in the street, 2 or 3 abreast, literally on both sides of the street. The Modoc was built to be a local neighborhood street because of the traffic there, due to, I think, the Walmart store, quite frankly. And connecting down to Modoc, or down to Mountain Lion, that there's traffic on that road is not what it was intended. So I think it's time for a sidewalk to protect those kids walking to and from school. My 3rd objective is I really think that we need to look at the water that's going into Stillhouse Lake from the runoff from a lot of these large commercial projects. Walmart put a lot of water into Tremere Creek. Did a good job with the construction to slow the water, but there was no retention pond built. The city did learn a lesson, so some of the other areas that are now requiring retention ponds as part of what I'll say is code to build. But I'm still concerned that now with the new Walmart store coming in down at the corner of Knights Way and Stillhouse Road, that's going to put more water into Tremere Creek. And there's folks building beautiful homes down on the south end of Tremere that I would hate to see them suffer needlessly because of a torrential downpour that turned Tremere Creek, which is normally dry and intermittent stream, into a raging river.
I just have one final question for you. Kind of what do you want the residents to know about you? Who is David Brown? We do have a pretty transient community, with Fort Hood being a close neighbor and lots of service members kind of in and out. So you kind of have to introduce yourself to the residents on a continuing basis, since we have so much in and out over here. So kind of, who is David Brown? Who are you? What do you want people to know about you?
Well, I don't often get asked a question to talk about me, but I was a career military guy, served 21 years. Before that, in college, took summer jobs, four years as a lifeguard. So 21 years in the Army, and then I retired. My first job was with the Department of Veterans Affairs in Houston as a supervisory police officer. And let's just say that the VA as an institution, their value system, I was not prepared for. The Army did not prepare me for what I was faced with there. And I decided that I had to move on from there. And I was so thankful that I was able to get a job at Fort Hood. And I'd like to thank Robin Riggs and Eddie Houghton for that opportunity. We were about ready to lose our house. It was tough. It really was. But since coming to Harker Heights, it's been great. And I'm a committed public servant, and I hope to continue to serve. Hopefully, the next step is as a council person. I'm a lifelong learner. I earned my external degree from the University of State of New York. Some folks will now know it as Excelsior College. But immediately following high school, I spent 4 years at the University of Delaware in their criminal justice program. Joined the Army, went to the Defense Language Institute, studied German for 8 months. Did some classes through University of Maryland University College. Finally, in 1991, I was conferred with my degree. After retiring, I did enroll at Wilmington College to pursue a master's degree, but a job offer got in the way. But I have continued my civilian education through the Army, and so I'm a committed lifelong learner. I am also committed to my family. I've been married to my wife for 32 and a half years. We have 2 grown children. Our daughter, Karina, is still at home. Our son and his family are also residents of Harker Heights. I solve problems. That's what I do best.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for coming in today to talk with us, and I wish you nothing but luck in the
Okay.
upcoming municipal election.
Wonderful. Thank you.